Welcome to Dawn's Craft Riot. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you last Saturday, but I'm doing an extra show this week to make up for it. Clothing optional. I'm wearing clothes and you can see it in the picture, but I don't mind. I don't mind whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own homes. That's up to you. Alright, so today I'm going to work on this wooden box that I picked up at my dollar store, at the Dollarama. There is, behind this masking tape, there is an acetate window. Other than that, it's a solid box that I have started painting green. I thought there were little people at your house, Leslie Ray, so I don't know. I mean, some people don't mind. They're pretty free and easy even with their kids around, but other people not so much. Go put Booga back in. Alright, so I'm going to do some stuff today that I have not tried before. Surprise, surprise, it may work, it may not. Okay, so first I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit more paint on this box. I left the top so that you could see the painting itself. Not like you folks can't paint, I know that you can. I'm using Deco Art, Leaf Green, Crafters Acrylic Paint. Hi Molly! Anyone who's watching the record who has not experienced a Ustream before, I am chatting with people who are in the sidebar chatting. You can't see that on the record. You have to be at the live show. And you have to be logged in if you want to chat. So now you know the rest of the story. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead. That is correct. I'm speaking to my imaginary friends who all live in my computer. They're very handy to me. Whenever I need them, they're right there on my computer. Hi, Vicky. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and just paint the top of this box with the green. I was thinking about mixing my own color of green with a bit of blue in it, but I just love this color of green. And it was feeling so spring-like here until we got, I don't know, about 8 inches of snow, that this was just the color until yesterday, and the day before that. So you guys got about 8 inches of rain then? And we got 8 inches of snow. You could go tobogganing in my front yard. Alright. So that's what I did to the box. Just painted it. I did not put a primer on it, but if I had, it would have saved me a few extra layers of paint because the paint is sucking right into this dry wood. And I'll have to do a few more coats. I'm in British Columbia, Canada. I'm only about 3 hours north of Washington State, so not that far north compared to a lot of people who live in Canada. Well, I shouldn't say a lot because the majority of us live right above the border. I love this color, leaf green. I think it's so pretty. Ooh, a ribbon. I'm so easily distracted. You could even mention ribbon. I don't even have to see it. Okay, so that is the painting part. Now we're going to get into the part that I don't know if it's going to work. Lots of ribbon, that color. Well, it's a good color. Alright, so I'm just going to work on one side for now. We'll see how that goes and how much time it takes, and then we can move on from there. So I'm going to use a lunch bag. Paper lunch bag. Hi, Fab. Oh, don't send him to bed yet, Vicky. I want him to see my show, and then you can send him off to bed. So, I'm using the paper bag. I've got the wooden box. Where's the side I'm working on? There we go. And some paper that I've cut up already. This is K & Company paper. I got it from their big tablet that they put out this year, the best of K & Company paper, and it is just paper. It is not any fancy, cardstock weight. It is paper. All right. The Dollarama is great, although once you've exhausted them for supplies, sometimes they don't get new things in, so it's the same old things. So it's great if it's something you use a lot, but it's not wonderful if it's if you want to find new things all the time. Every once in a while they get new things in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do, since I don't like measuring, and like Fab says, if you don't like measuring, don't do it, I'm going to put my box down and trace around it, because the paper that I want here, I want it to be slightly smaller than my box so that you can see the green. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm just going to cut out around it roughly, around my square that I've made. It's a great paper pad, Molly. I believe it's the one they put out for, I think it would be for 2011. I'm not sure how they do their dating on it, but it was the best of the papers that I was able to find last year. So I'm going to use my metal ruler to tear this paper. I can find the number on that, Molly, so that you don't have to go searching too hard. I'm tearing the paper smaller than the lines, like inside of all of the lines, so that it's going to have room all the way around the paper for the green to show out on my box. And I did, oops, I'm going the wrong side. I did try this with some crumpled up paper. I was just testing out how the paper bag. I didn't show the paper pad. I will dig it out. It's behind me here. But I liked it better. I think I like to work with the non-crumpled paper a bit more. You still get a raggedy edge. Let me just grab the paper pad so I can let everybody know. Pardon me as I turn around and dig through a stack. So this is the pad. It's large. There's 360 sheets. Best of K & Company. And let me find the number here for you. The code 30-243880. So I can type that in later for you if you like. But it's getting heavy, so I'm going to set it down. You have that pad and never used it. Well, there's lots of beautiful paper in there. Yeah, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Well, still, use it. Use your paper, Fab. I want this to be a little bit smaller because I don't want to cover up my whole side. And as I'm putting it there, I realize it's covering up the whole side. That's a good idea. Mail it to Molly. I bet you it would cost a fortune in postage. It's heavy. All right. Oh, the joy. Lifting that paper pack has made me tired. It's also hard to see this brown on top of my brown crafting sheet. Okay. Yeah, postage is so cheap. All right. So I think that leaves enough room around the edge of it here. If I want more room around the other side, I'll put more room around it. So the next thing that I want to do is take one of these papers that I've cut out of the sheet. I don't want it to be too busy, but I want it to be fairly pretty. There's some that I was experimenting with and cutting out earlier. So I'm going to go with this sheet because I like that light green. You can see I've torn it and done some cutting on it with Fiskars scissors. I'm going to do more cutting with Fiskars scissors. I'm going to use these edgers, the ripple. And I can see that this piece of paper that I'm using, I've already got it almost smaller than the craft paper or the paper bag behind it, so I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller than that even. And I'm going to not be entirely straight with my line. I've kind of done it a little bit wavy because I just want to add some interest in the background of this picture, because I'm going to put this paper down and then I'm going to add some embellishments. Oops. So I'm just going to stick this down. I was thinking about decoupaging this, but I think it might actually change the paper so much that I'm going to just use my Beacon 3-in-1 glue. as per our discussion on Leslie Ray's show, yes, it is a little bit more expensive than regular glue, but I've had things happen like, pardon me while I wiggle my mouse, keep my screen awake. I've had things happen like I've gone to the Dollarama and I purchased some white glue, and it was a great deal because it was $1. And when I came home and went to use it a few weeks later, it was completely solid inside of the bottle. So that didn't make me happy. I'm using a lot of this glue, but you don't have to. And I'm not really even using that much because I'm just sort of scraping it on thin. But the thing I think is that if you spend $1 for glue and you have to throw all of it away, it's more of a waste than if you spend $7 for glue and use every single drop of it. And as per our discussion yesterday, Beacon sticks. It sticks for real and you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I love this glue too. It works great. Alright, so there is my first layer, and now on to my second layer. I had a bunch of different ideas for this, but of course you have to always settle on something. So I'm going to use some stickers that I purchased at a different dollar store in town, the non-Dollarama dollar store. Alright. Like such. The kids are wired at Amanda's very first sleepover. Exciting. I believe that they are wired. Absolutely. Alright. I've cut up my stickers, so I apologize. I can't show them to you in a sheet. But I wanted to break them apart so that I could place them on my surface and see if they were going to work for size. I'm going to put the tree on here. Now these were from another dollar store in town, the dollar store with more, so you can see it was $1.50 for this sheet of handmade stickers. Forever in Time stickers. Hi Jeanette. Thank you for coming to the Craft Riot. It's going to be a simple one today. I've painted a wooden box. I've glued a piece of paper bag down. I've glued a piece of K & Company paper on top of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting some stickers down. This is different than the Scrappy Riot. Then the Who Are You Calling Scrappy Riot? Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. A lot of the people in the chat are also presenters. Presentators? Well, that's not a very good English word. Presenters on Ustream or Link2 or other broadcasting, I don't know what you call it, services. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the tree down. I have it hanging over on purpose, outside of the edges of my paper. I like that. I'm going to go ahead on this one and add in another little tree in the background. Yes, Leslie Ray was being silly. Being silly on her show. Had her mind on other people's shows. I think I'm also going to put another one of these little trees on this side too. You do. I know you remember us all. I'm going to put this guy up here. Like these two trees are in the background. All right, and I'm going to put one of these little mushroom guys on here too, because they're so cute. They'll look enormous compared to the trees, but I don't mind. All right. Let's put that little guy down there. So that's this side. Pretty cute, I think. I'm going to go ahead and work on this side. Of course, I can't lay, well, I could lay it down because they all have the same size pop dots holding them up. They're all 3D stickers. In fact, I think I will. All right, back to the cutting out some paper. Thank you, Cheryl. I think it looks cute too. I forgot that this is the least interesting side. I should have done the stickers for the more interesting side. And I say more interesting because the other side is going to have this little owl. And I think he's a little bit more interesting than just trees. Although I love trees. Alright, so back to cutting out my paper bag. I wasn't sure how I was going to go with this. I wasn't sure how I was gonna do this. I thought maybe do it a little bit more sophisticated. I know these stickers are pretty cartoony, but I really liked that owl, and I thought they looked nice on the Kane Company paper. And since I don't actually have spring here, I can wish it was spring. I wish I was out planting my asparagus today, like Amanda. I'm jealous. I love asparagus. Don't forget I'm tearing smaller than the outline. I'm getting a bit more edges on this one where it's sticking up rough, but I don't mind that. So make sure I find the side. I'm not putting anything on the back of this box because I'm thinking it'll be up against the wall. Or I did try a stamp on there and then I painted over it because I didn't get it exactly right and it was a bit blurry. So that's how I do. I just try things and eventually it works. All right. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I hope Will is having a wonderful birthday, even though he is not at home. And sometimes that's even more fun to celebrate your birthday when you're off doing something enjoyable. I know I'm having fun. And being productive, so that's always good too. All right. So again, I'm using the Beacon 3-in-1 Advanced Craft Glue because I love it. Will's not enjoying the food. It's not so great, I guess. All right. Now I'm going to find another piece of the Kane Company paper to go behind this side. And look at that, I have one cut already. I had this one pre-made on the side. Ah, it's after midnight there. I know, I apologize. I'm in the Pacific time zone, so it is early to me. It is just after 4 o'clock. I'm trying to time my shows so that as many of my crafting peeps can make it. Crafting peeps and other peeps as well. It's hard to find a time that works best for everyone. But I'm glad that people can watch from their beds. That's awesome. All right. Now this is stuck to my finger with glue. I'm sorry, I read CraftyNet's name and it's completely gone out of my head because I've been busy paying attention to this. So I'm sorry, Vince, I can't tell you who that is. Netrix is what I seem to remember. Alright, so that's my background for this side. So here's my owl. I'm going to put him coming in off of the very outside edge. Oh. Of course I would glare. There we go. Jeanette. There we go. Sorry I forgot your name. I normally write everybody's name down with their handle, but I'm just mildly busy at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I should add this. Maybe I should add this tree. No, it covers up the branch. Let's see. Well, let's have two owls on this side. I love the owl too. I think these owls are just adorable. Let's have it like there's a tree branch coming in from each side, and each one has an owl on it. Oh, Molly, that's the key to it. Do it fast and get it over with. I'm gonna put this lone little tree in the background here. So that's side 2. I think these are really cute. Alright, so next I have this masking tape on top of the window. I'm going to pop that off of there. Why did I cut them up? I didn't cut them any further than they were actually cut. Like, I just cut around the stickers. I didn't cut them any more than they were already cut. Well, I gotta press them down to make sure they stick really well. I was thinking, yes, I will be on the scrapbooking show in May. Oh, I didn't leave them in the whole sheet because I was having trouble seeing where they would go on the, like on the side. I couldn't tell if they were big enough just by eyeballing it. Or, like, not big enough, but too big. Some of them. Obviously, the tree was small. I just wanted to see it better. They looked really cute on the sheet. But I wanted to be able to pick up each piece and hold them. Especially, mainly, I cut it out because I wanted to know if this tree would fit. Oh, no. It could be a storage tip. But I like to keep them in, I like to look at them in a whole sheet, but I'll cut off the bits so that well, I still want to use some of those, but I will clean up afterwards. No, I like to keep them in the sheet. It was a touchy-feely tip, that's right. That was, if you can't get a sense of this the way it is, then do what you have to get the sense of it so that you can use it. You bought it, you might as well use it. Alright, so, as you can see, there is a window. I love these scissors. Well, I would maybe feel close to him, but I have never met the fella. Although he seems to have great ideas. I'm just going to give this window a little wipe off because I can't tell. It's a bit dirty, but I can't tell if the dirt's on the inside or the outside, so I'm just giving it a cleaning. I have a feeling I might not be his type. If my hunches are correct. Alright, so next I want to decorate the window. I am going to use my alcohol inks. Speaking of Tim Holtz, I'm going to use citrus because it's green. Here's another wooden box that I once painted. Plain. And I'm going to get my felt out of it. A little piece of regular felt to put on my applicator. In fact, I think I'm not going to put it on the applicator. I changed my mind on that one. I'm going to wad it up. I'm going to wad it up so that I can get it in the corners. Again, I have not tried this. Let's see what happens. I just want it to be slightly tinged green, which looks like it's happening. It's sort of hard to see because it's clear. But as you look through behind, you can see that it is lightly tinged green. I'll put a white piece of paper in there so that you can see. So it's green. I'm just going to touch it up a little bit. I notice that this corner didn't get as much in there as I would like. I don't need it to be even. I don't mind if there's some streaks in it, but I do want it to be green. Lightly green. So there you go. There's my window. And get the alcohol inks out of the way. Alright, the next thing I want to do is decorate on the very front around these edges. And again, I'm going to use stickers. These ones are K & Company stickers. They are Susan Wingett embossed stickers. Susan Wingett Nature Word embossed stickers. Oh, sorry about your commercial. I love K & Co. Myself, they're one of the more readily available paper products in our area. These are all just words, different sayings. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of beacon glue to the back of the ones that I choose to put on, just to make sure they stay, because I was intending to do that for some of these, or some of the parts of these stickers, but I forgot, which happens. But they seem to be sticking down fine. If they come up, then I'm going to go ahead and stick some beacon glue on there, on the backs of them. Alright, so I've got a couple of really long ones that are going to go down the sides, I think. I think I'm going to go with Delight in the Simple Things. Let's see, yeah, it won't fit across the top. Where's my glue? There's my glue right in front of me, right on screen. I'm just going to give it a tiny little bit of beacon glue because I know it's already got stickiness. I just want to make sure it doesn't come up. I think the owls are very cute as well. So there's Delight in the Simple Things. Now the stickers I'm using on the front are a different style, but to me, I like both the side pieces and these other front stickers, so let's see if that's going to fit. It's not going to quite fit. Alright, so I'm going to cut this one shorter. This one says, "Welcome to my garden." And it has a little flower at the end. I'm just going to cut the flower off. And I'm sure I can use that for something else, so I'll stick it back on the card. And again, I'm going to use some beacon glue. Yeah, that poor little flower. Completely neglected. So I've got the words facing in. That's how I've decided to do it on the front of this box. Just cleaning up the little bit of glue that squeezed out on the side. problem. We'll see when you come back, Leslie Ray. Don't worry, Fab. Sometimes I can't type for the life of me. All right, so now I need to find a couple of little ones to go in between. All right, I think I'm going to go with this one here that says Timeless Beauty. There's enough kids over there, Vicki. I bet they could. I bet they could tie her up if they tried, but she's not the only adult. She is not the only adult there, so she may be rescued. All right. Timeless Beauty, I'm going to put at the top. I'm trying to keep these fairly straight. Oh, I had some glue, a lot of glue that squeezed out the side, so I'm just going to lift it off with a toothpick. Okay, and it's still squeezing out, so I'm going to rub the top part off. Oh, I put a lot of glue behind there. I didn't intend to. If worst comes to worst, I can come back through with some green paint and touch it up around the edge where this glue came out and took off some of the green paint. All right. And then one more. I was going to put Butterfly Kisses, but I changed my mind, and I'm going to put this one here that says Time Well Spent. Oh, I did not know that there were erasers that take off glue. That sounds awesome. Oh, my glue was running out, but that's okay because I was given a bottle of glue as one of my stocking stuffers for Christmas, which is wonderful. All right. Oh, and I can cover up a little bit of the glue that I had sticking out the one side with this sticker here, because it's almost the same color as the welcome. So that's the front of that. Oops, this guy's a little off center. There we go. Thanks, Vince. And I'm going to put that little flower. I'm going to put that little flower that I cut off that everyone was so sad about. I'm going to put him up on the corner. Put that guy right over here. Actually, you know what? Watch me change my mind. I'm going to turn him. So there's a little flower up at the top. There's one more thing I wanted to do with this piece. No, which was not mess up these stickers. Hold on a second while I just squidge these around a little bit. There we go. The other thing I wanted to do on this piece was just add a little bit of the Distress Stain. Thank you. I like that writing around the box too. And what I wanted to do with the Distress Stain, just make sure it's going, is just go around the edges. This is Wild Honey stain. I just wanted it to look a little bit more loved, a little bit older, a little bit more finished. I really like the Distress Stain a lot. I'm a little bit heavy-handed with it, I think, but that's okay. Because I like it. I like how it looks. Oops, as I drop it. I think it looks great. I think the Distress Stain is a very nice way to finish a piece. Let's see how that lid is holding up. I think I'm going to have to give this one another coat before I can put the distress stain on. But it's going to look like such. And I think I'm going to put erasers and pencil holders and things in here. So that's basically it for today. I know it's a short show. I'm going to finish painting the top. And I think that's pretty much, and then I'll distress stain it as well. And I think that's pretty much it for this project. Just a very simple way to finish a wooden box from the dollar store with stickers from the dollar store, paper bag. I did use K & Company brand paper and K & Company brand stickers, but you don't have to. You could use anything at all. You could buy it all at the dollar store if you wanted, or you could buy it all at a fancy art supply store if you wanted. So there you go. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to move the camera up to my face, so don't get ill as I move it. Don't get ill as you look at my face. Zoom out. So I hope you had a good time. Thank you all for coming. I had a great time. I really appreciate everybody showing up, and I will be doing another show next Saturday, which is, let me look at my calendar, the 25th. Oh, thanks. I was having a red rash on my face earlier. Oh, everyone's clapping. Hooray! I know sometimes it's not as much of a riot. Sometimes it's more sedate, but it is what it is. And you guys always have a great time in chat, so I love that. All right, yeah, so I'll see you folks on the 25th. I'm sure I'll see you before that at everyone else's show. Fab has a show tomorrow. His show is at 9 a.m. Pacific. I don't know what that translates to all of everybody else's time, but I'm sure somebody will say, it's great spending time with you too. I really do enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. So I'm so grateful that you'll come to my show, and I love coming to your shows as well. There you go. Please feel free to put in the links. I believe I'm allowing links, so you can go ahead and put your links in, because Fab Show is in the Link To room, which is a pretty cool place. There will be more shows because Amanda does her show on Thursdays in the evening, and that is on Ustream. And Leslie Ray does her shows most Fridays on Ustream in the evening as well. Will, who is the birthday boy today, also has a show usually once a month, but sometimes more than that. There will be an amazing announcement tomorrow at Fab's show. So that is on the 19th of February. Please come to Fab's show in his Link To room. Oh, there we go. Yes, please feel free to put in your blog addresses, any web addresses you'd like the people in the chat right now to see and be able to go to. Feel free to put that in. And yes, thank you all for coming. Put in your links, people. Put them in quick. Not that they'll be on the recording, but maybe in future we'll figure something out. I'm going to set my alarm for Fab's show tomorrow, so I will be there. I won't wake up halfway through and panic. I'm going to go ahead and just stop the recording here, since the links don't show up in the recording anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but I'm not going to stop broadcasting just yet. So bye everybody. We'll see you next time.